Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Kranzer, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about Medivh, the most recent addition to Heroes of the Storm, and his possibilities, his future in the game. And let's just say, like, I did a video on him already when he was on the PTR still, before he went live. And I said in that video, pretty sure it was in the video, I've discussed it many times in different formats, videos, forums. I think he's going to have the lowest win rate in recorded history when he's released, just because the way the character is developed and designed. And I was right on the money there. When he was his first week, he was averaging in the low 20s, which is really bad. Like, really bad. So let's talk about why, right? Why is he so bad in that sense? And other people have touched on the character a little bit. And honestly, it's because he's not his own character. Like, when I think, and people have been calling him a playmaker, okay? That's the thing. He's a massive playmaker. But he's not a playmaker in the sense of, like, how a Li Ming can wipe out an enemy team, or, you know, with Wave of Force, which is my preferred ultimate, displace somebody and put them into the middle of your team, or push them out of, you know, like an ETC out of his ult. Those are playmaking abilities to me. You know, the ability to throw out a really big burst of damage and kill a Falstad from 80% HP instantly and just destroy him, and then immediately follow up for more burst damage. Those are playmakers. You know, that kind of thing. A Stitches who can land a hook through a wave of minions, grab like a high priority target and get them killed before the team fight, and then engage onto the team fight. Those are playmakers. Medivh's job is to set up plays for everybody else. In that regard, I consider him like a support, because that's what supports do. They set up other people to make plays. Specialists in some situations can do that. Like Murky can set up some plays with his ult for other people to come in and finish the job. But he's also capable of killing people with that same ult. So why is Medivh so bad? And I think it's mostly because he can't rely on himself whatsoever. He has to completely rely on his teammates to make the plays with the options that he gives them. So if you can make a really amazing portal and have your team engage into a situation that ends up winning the game, that's a great play that you kind of made happen. But at the same time, you can make that amazing portal, and your team could walk into the portal and then accidentally click into the portal again and just fuck the whole thing up and nothing happens. So that's why he's bad. Like, here, just look at this right here, right? So I made that portal. I helped him get out of there, but he still gets killed. You know, I could have held the shield or whatever. That's the other thing. The shield only lasts a second and a half. It's a very small window for potential damage. He has like a decent opportunity with his ult there, like you just saw. I sheeped a couple people. So I mean, he has potential, but really he's just an average run-of-the-mill in every other category. Like for absorbing damage, average run-of-the-mill. He's not going to outdo a support. For damage, average run-of-the-mill. He's like a jack of all trades. He doesn't have any kind of specialization. You're never going to top damage, and if you do, that means your team is shit. You're never going to top healing, and if you do, that means your support is shit. You're just going to add in a lot of ancillary value to your team. That's what he's about, is adding extra value to other people. So in Bronze League, Medivh is going to have like a negative fucking win rate. because the people don't know how to capitalize properly, and that's not like saying like, yeah, it's because they suck giant balls at the game that, you know, he's, you know, I mean, I am kind of saying that, but I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to bash people. You know, everybody's got different skill levels. You know, I play Overwatch, just like I play this game, and I suck giant balls at Overwatch. That's just the fucking reality of it. So I'm not trying to bash people who have landed in bronze by any stretch. I'm just trying to be honest about, you know, the situation. Now you walk up into the higher leagues of play, Master, Grandmaster, where all the pros hang out. You know, when they're not doing tournaments and making massive money. Yeah, he'll have more use for it because people will be able to react and use the things he sets up, and there'll be better communication possibilities. You know, and of course, and the other thing is people like to say, yeah, in competitive, communication-oriented play, where everybody's on comms, like on Skype or Curse or Discord, whatever. Yeah, he'll have more value, of course, because he requires it, and I think that's very bad design, personally. Like, I was sitting there thinking, how could you make Medivh like a full support? Because that was the thing. They were like, well, we tried to get him to be a solo support many times, and he couldn't pull it off. And I'm like, okay, well, what could we do to make him a full support? And I just started thinking, all right, well, here's one thing. Let's adjust his Q, his Arcane Rift. Give it some talents. Make a baseline to where it's more like Uther's W ability. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a wave that both hurts enemies and heals allies. Give it some mechanics like that. You can sit in the middle line to back line and shoot it through your friendlies, and if you hit friendly people with it, it heals for more than it does damage. It doesn't get the cooldown reduction or whatever. Like, keep that aspect. If you hit an enemy or whatever, that it keeps the cooldown reduction and mana cost it reduces the mana cost. Something like that. And see that portal right there? I was trying to set that up. Took too long. The guy fucking died anyway. But like the sheep does have value. You can see it's got value. And Medivh's W definitely is counterintuitive with like the monk's alt. Definitely. Saw that. But that's just one thing I was thinking. Like, okay, let's make his Q more like that. That'll help him. That'll give him more healing. And then let's put into the talents, like taking his portal increases your healing received, like through a talent, your healing received by 30% from Medivh, or if you specifically want it from Medivh. Or like they did a little bit with the W, his force of will. Like you could pick up the one talent that increases the healing, or it gives 50% of the damage you absorbed into healing. You know, so they did some of that. So just expand, you know, because you still have the abilities for him to portal people around, but also add in other talents that give him extra healing and stuff, and he could have been a full support just like that. So it's not like they couldn't figure out a way, unless I'm just a genius. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to make his Q look kind of like Uther's W, but it's not the same because it still has different mechanics involved in it. You know, he would be he would have his shield that would absorb damage and heal, so he's kind of got like a Tassadar thing going. He'd have his Q, which would be an AoE low cooldown heal that you could put other talents and work into it to make it its own thing. And he has his portal, which you can use to get block charges, and you can get the auto attack extra damages on it, and you know, it's got all these different values to it. He's got both of his alts, which are great CC tools. His mobility tool, his Raven is super unique in that it can give him complete immunity to Scout. So that's a great support tool. So he has a support kit sitting right there, ready to go. They just didn't go all the way with it. They went half and half, and that's why I think he's terrible. Is because they tried to do too many things with one character, and it just didn't work out that way. So, like in my original video, I said, should you buy Medivh? And absolutely not. If you have other heroes in the game that need bought, don't buy them. Buy the other heroes first. I mean, if you want to play him, that's fine. Go ahead. But he's not going to have a lot of value. You'll play him in quick matches a little bit, maybe in some teams, like 5-man teams. But for quick match solo, he's junk. Just being honest, truthful about it. He's not going to have a great win rate. When I play him, even when I make amazing plays, it's like, I could have done something similar with a different hero or better. It just doesn't feel worthwhile. That's just coming from me, though. Being a person who likes heroes, like I like Stitches, I like Jaina, I like Li Ming, because I can make massive plays with those heroes. It doesn't feel that you can do that with him. And it's mostly based off of their damage or their utility, like locking a team down with Jaina's ring, or pushing people all over the damn place with a wave of force on Li Ming, hooking somebody really, really well with Stitches. He just doesn't have that same feel. He's making everybody else's abilities, like if your Stitches can land a hook, take a teleportal, or take a portal, will they also travel the hero all the way back to the other side of the portal? Probably not. But, those are the kind of things that he would be enabling. So it's not like, you're just like in the background, out of the limelight, not making any moves, and everybody else is getting all the glory. That's not how I like to play. I like to be my own carry. I like to be my own person. That's why I don't like support so much. I still can play support, and I do, because it's a necessity. Or warriors. Warriors have a lot more playmaking ability. Not to say, I guess supports can too, like a really well-timed polymorph on a diving Illidan or whatever. That's a good play. So I don't want to say that. But this guy just feels like he goes too far out into the left field with those abilities to make plays. Like he shifts too much of the focus into everybody else. And that's why I think he's just kind of meh. Now check this sheep out though. Now that's some value. Like, it just sheeped my whole fucking team like 7 times. We still got the boss, but I don't know, guys. I know a couple other people have been making videos on him, like, yeah, he's got this and this and this, and I'm just saying the way I see things. If you liked the video, you like my thoughts, my discussions on Medivh, the new hero, give me a thumbs up on the video. If you want to talk about possibilities for him, I'm all for discussions and comments on the videos. I'm here just to try to improve the community, just like everybody else. I want to try to make the game better. If you want to hear more content or come up with as I bring out videos on new heroes, subscribe. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.